last time we met, this is week 4. We reviewed your previous tasks and I assigned you some new tasks, which includes the dashboard. We are done with dashboard and dashboard verification. We are going to landing page. We are going to something creative and that requires more creativity and all, even if you are going to be replicating what you see. So okay. So from the tasks we gave you, I said number 2, 3, 8, and 10. So this is number 2, which is the second one here. So let's go through it. I know you couldn't get the grid lines, this pattern that they use at the background, because that line is actually hard to get and is hard to figure out. So I know you would ignore that, so it's expected. So we have a good header here. Let's see. I think your header is quite too close to this. This is 18. Let's see what they have here. They do the same thing too. See their header. Did you see their header? It's properly sectioned. It takes the entire width of the box. Can you see it? For yours, is looking a bit short. Like it's not taking the entire width of the box. So you need to learn how to. You know how we did the side nav, where the side nav took the entire vertical height. So this one is supposed to take the entire, start from end to end, and then give it the right spacing and padding. If you do that, that will be fine. So here looks okay, though I feel this font is quite too tiny. Take for instance this one. It says 20. It says it's 20 in size. Let's see what they used here. Theirs look better off. See now what I was saying. Even when it is tiny, theirs is more spacious. Their line height and the likes. Their line height is 30, and then their line height is 30. But see your line height is quite poor. Your line height is normal. You left it at the default, so you are supposed to leave it on 30. Also follow the stuff. Well, thank God we are going to be talking about fonts and colors. I need to show you how to style your fonts so it looks better and easier for someone to read. That's when I will tell you what line height and paragraph spacing means and how it helps you. It helps your user visualize things better. We'll get to that after this review session. So take note about this, and also take note about this one I've mentioned here. Though I feel this laptop looks quite small compared to the mock-up, feels quite small compared to theirs. I know you follow the measurement, but you know the mock-up is different from theirs, so I think you need to increase this one in size. Increase it very well in size, so the laptop mock-up can be as big as this box we have here, so it looks more visible, because right now it looks too tiny. I don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so going to the next one, which is the growth section, which is what we have here. It looks similar to what they have, but I feel you didn't group them properly. Take for instance this. Okay, this and this looks okay. Yeah, and all of that. So I feel you didn't spacing them properly. If you can do it in a way that everything stays in an auto layout, then give them 32 spacing in between. So I think I can give you a description of what I'm talking about. Let me pick this one. Okay, let me pick it and let's go to my board and quickly show you what I'm talking about. So let's take for instance, you paste this here, what I've copied from you, I paste it here. So let everything render. This I already explained it to you how you will go about it, so I don't need to touch it. So this one now, if I were you, I wouldn't have left it at auto. I would put it the media 32, or I can make it 150. I like using 150% in percentage, so it will still look as good as what it is right now. Can you see? Can you see that this is easier to read? Can you see it? This is easier to read compared to what you had previously. This is easier to read. Now this, as I was saying, you need to make it bigger. I know the mock-up seems to be smaller, but what I would have done is I'll crop this. Just watch what I'm doing. Crop this. Crop it. See, I'm not cutting the edge of the laptop. Look at it very well. I'm not cutting the edge of the laptop. Are you seeing it? I'm stopping here. And then stop here also. So the laptop, when I'm making it bigger, it won't have any issues in size. So when I now try to increase it using the scale, I'll make it bigger like this. So can you see that it still maintains the same form factor it's supposed to maintain, but it's just bigger in size? Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Now we are talking. Now this one, the mistake you made here is that you didn't auto lay them properly. Now let's go back to your tags. Over here, this looks okay. This looks okay. Same thing here, you left it at normal. If you had increased the size, can you see? Let's change it to the 150% or the 32 they used. But I'll tell you my own secret. I used to use 150% always because it works. Can you see it? It looks better and easier to read. Sometimes if things are so tiny, it will be harder for a user to read it. Same thing applies here. When you come here, can you see this is clustered? It's hard to read also. Same thing applies. Make it 150%. It works for it. Thank God you even made it auto this time around. See, if you notice, I can't make a use of the ruler here. If you notice, this is a straight line. So I think you need to align this one to, aside that place lining, you need to align it to let this one come here a bit. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Let this one come here and align to that line too. Now, your typography is poor, but it's still something we'll work on so you understand the spacing and the management of that. Same thing. So this section is good. This section is good according to the corrections I've given you, if you can follow them. Now this section also, this line height and stuff, the text height is poor. You need to work on that. Now over here, let's see what they have in theirs. Okay, from what I can see, it looks good. It looks okay. I'm satisfied with what I see here. Over here also, yeah, you're doing well on that. This also, it looks like you held your ground well. Over here, this text looks funny. I don't know if it's just me, but it looks funny. I don't know, it looks funny, but I would work on that. I would say you should work on that. Let me check it out on the place I copied it. This text looks a bit funny, maybe because of the spacing. So let's try 150%. Can you see that it looks better off? I don't know. Can you see it? It looks better off.
Yes, sir.
And easier to look at. Now, same thing applies here. What you copied here is what you're supposed to do. What you used here is what you're supposed to use here. So it will even out. And then what they did here was okay. This is okay. You just need to spacing it properly. And then the footer section. Now for the footer, yeah, I like the fact that you maintain your straight line from the top to the bottom. Okay, let's see what's okay. They use 112. All right, great. Same thing applies here. Everything looks okay on this footer section. I would say you should just add the icons. Add them instead of using this box. Just add the icons and know that you're done with it.
Yes, sir.
You can add the icons. Yeah. So the next one, you've taken correction of all of these, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, then let's go to the next one. So for the next one, same thing, the same navigation you use here is what you'll be using here. So I like what you did here. And mind you, you have to maintain a straight line of sight, which I noticed that you've done. It's a straight line from here down. Nothing must exceed it, and I noticed you've done that. Am I correct? Can you see it? That
Yes,
the
I'm
line is
using it.
straight. See this red line here? All right. That's the margin from the left and the right side. That's your paddings and margins that you need to observe. Same thing applies here. Your text needs better spacing. I think this is fact number 3. Let's check it out here. Okay, so tax number 3, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so tax number 3. Then here, yeah, I know you couldn't put the pattern in and all of that. Okay, that's improvised. Okay, I can see that. Yeah, that's nice. But there's a mistake. If you notice, they filled their container. Can you see it?
Oh, yeah.
But you didn't. And again, I think you used square instead of circle. That's why your own is showing a square kind of shape. It's supposed to be circular. You can solve that. That shouldn't be an issue. Then over here, yeah, your text line height. Your text height. Also, yeah, this is supposed to be okay. Yeah, it's auto laid. That's good. It's auto laid. That's good. Auto laid. Yeah. So they all look good at the moment, and they have a very good number of spacing. But I would like to check something in theirs to see what their consistency is like in their spacing convention. Okay, I noticed because I was going to say, oh, okay, why did you give 64 in between here and here? So which is good. Now over here also you need to work on your line stuff, on your text stuff. It's not compulsory, it has a big box, which I'll be teaching you as I mentioned earlier on. Then this is it also. Okay, this looks good. This looks okay. I can see you're enjoying the mock-up design stuff, but though this one feels like you painted it yourself. So over here it is properly arranged. You see, you like giving your boxes extra width. Can you see? It's your text box now. Why does it have extra width? I need to address that also. But that's not an issue. It's something we can talk about, and you work on it and you get better at it. Now, this next one, we have this. Let's check out yours. Just suspicious about that one. Okay, we follow their measurements. They use elevation and shadows here, if you notice. That's why they can put white on white and it stands out. So sometimes, I remember when I was telling you about it, that sometimes it is necessary, sometimes it is not necessary. In this case, it is necessary. So if you can put that in yours, you see it still stands out, but then doesn't give it the total overall look that was expected. So if you can give it if you study their shadow, I think you should do that, because you need to make it look like what they have, and they have a reason for it, and the justification made sense. So you can use shadow, even if I'm the one that advised that less shadow makes your work better. But in this situation, use the same shadow they used because they have a good justification for it. So on to the next one, which is the frequently asked questions. Looks good. Just the text issue that you have, which I'm going to help you solve, as I mentioned. Because if you look at it, our conversation has started growing to an extent that one needs to address some things, because you'll be needing them for the next phase of what you'll be doing. So now it is becoming more obvious. So same thing applies here. I like what I see here. It looks okay and all, though I feel there's a cut. So if you notice, the line ends here and this one ends here accordingly. So yours is looking somehow. See yours, can you see that they're not on the same straight line?
Yeah.
There's a cut. See, this one, you need to solve that and make sure you look at theirs. I think here you were rushing. That's why you made that little bit of a mistake. I think you were rushing to finish up. So those are the aftermaths of rushing, actually. I won't criticize much, but that's the aftermath because I can tell. Okay, so this is the number 8, which is the third design you're supposed to work on. Same navigation header stuff issue. Okay, I think you solved the navigation header issue here. Then why did you do all of this way? See, can you see that you did it properly here? So as I was saying, this looks good. These are your cards that you created, which is good. Sometimes, in order to reduce the weight of some things, sometimes you might need to convert them to images like PNG or JPEG, high quality ones, then put them in, because sometimes if you put them as design, it means you have extra layers and upon layers and layers and layers. But this works, but I'm just telling you because sometimes you might need to do some things that instead of just putting it directly as a design that is editable, why not just save it as an image and import it here? I don't know if you understand.
I understand.
All right, great. Good work here. I don't have any complaint. And then you finally learned how to clip content. That's why this stuff is not spilling out. Yeah, because I know if I didn't show you this time around, you have issues making it not spill, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So you see, everything is working hand in hand because the tags will always reveal something to you that you'll be needing for your next task. And if you don't address it, it will affect you badly because I know you will come to my DM and tell me that, oh, okay, I couldn't find something is missing. I couldn't make it not spill out and all of that. So yeah, I'm glad I showed you that. Now, this straight line now is what holds. Can you see? It's a straight line that is maintained from here down. Can you see it? Even if you can see, but this is where the text starts from here. Can you see it? It starts from here, goes here, and then comes here also. See your paddlings were a bit crooked. First of all, can you see that their own box is 80 from the side? Yours too is 80, but it's not aligning visually. So see something now. Yeah, this is the cut. This one is 112. If you had made here 112 also, I wouldn't have noticed it. Or if you had made here 80, I wouldn't have noticed it. So I think it's appropriate to make here 112 also. Like since here is 112 from the padding, make here also 112 instead of 80. So it means that you have to shift this one that you have here. Can you see this one? You have to shift it in a bit. That will not make it align properly. Because if you look at it, this image here is 112 from here. Every other thing is 112. So why would that one be the only one that is 80? So it means it's not on the straight line, it's not accurate in terms of looking at it. So that's the issue I have with that. And then this is weird, standing just on top of here. Let me see if they did the same thing here too. So, oh, you were able to find it. Okay, so you messaged me that you have an issue with this one, right?
Yes, sir. Like,
okay, so
arranging them.
Yeah, there's a plugin that you can use to arrange stuff isometrically. Isometrically means like in terms of 3D arrangement, let them stand at an angle. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So there's a plugin for that. I've come across it before, but I didn't use it. But since you came up with something, I'm satisfied with what you have. It's another way to present it. Design is about the idea of which you use to present it, and this is fine by me, and I appreciate it. Now this one is weird. It's just standing as if it forgot to enter the frame or not inside the frame or something. So it's not needed. I think you should just delete it and work better. Like now you put the most popular text inside of it. Tell me it does not look subtle and easy for someone to just have a glance at. So there are different ways to make things work. It's not compulsory you do something, but you tried your best. But then I feel this is not creative enough because it will be looking strange. Someone might think, this is a button actually, right? And they will feel like, oh, why is this button here? Do I have to click it? Do I have to do this? The fact that the user is already second guessing themselves, it means that your UI is faulty. to me. So this cannot be here. But look at what I created now. Does this look like something they will want to click? Instead, they will know that, oh, it's just a tag telling them that it is the most popular. Also, you don't even need to go far. What I even did is quite serious. One doesn't need to go that far. Come here, make it back 0. Curve the edges back to 4. Put it somewhere here like this. Put it somewhere here like this. Let it stand on top, and you make sure it's in the middle aspect of it. Can you see the spacing between here and here? Make sure it's in the middle aspect of it. Put most popular here. Doesn't it stand out in where it is and noticeable, showing that this is the only one that people click on mostly? Am I making sense? You just need to look at it and be creative. So the creativity needs to come to you. You need to find ways of making people see that yes, you are creative. They did theirs by using this arrow stuff to show it. And believe me, nobody will want to click on it, knowing fully well that it's just an arrow pointing to something. But yours is misleading. So you need to work on that. Now, if you notice, theirs have some shadows. That's why it is looking like it is elevating from the card. So I advise you do that also in your design. So you need to elevate this, which is the elevation or the shadow that I mentioned. Now, that's by the way. This is the text height and the spacing and all of that. It needs to be worked on so it will be easy to read, because from here it's hard to read. But if you look at theirs, let's assume I want to read what they have here. I can read it with ease, even with the fact that this is 46% and yours is 89%. I still find it difficult to read because they are too close. They are choked up. So basically, yeah, you need to work on that. Same thing here. Same thing here. Same thing here. Same thing here. But I like the arrangements and all of that. Yeah, your cell phones, they look quite slim. They look slimmer than they should. I don't know if it's just me, but they look slimmer than they should. If you are trying to crop images for a phone, try and do it in a way that you use the not shrink function. I don't use this top one. Don't use this top one here. Use this shrink one that we have here. This one that we have here, scale. Use that scale to do it, so it gives it evens everything out. I think I've seen this one somewhere else before. It's another part. Yeah, this one is part of the first one. This one is good. This one is good. Can you see how they use the color? They use the darker one at the background. That's why this lighter one could show that yes, there is something on it, because they are both the same colors. Am I making sense?
Yes, sir.
So look at the footer now. The footer looks so good. I have no complaints about it. Everything aligns and looks properly spaced. That's great. Now let's go to the next one. Yeah, back to your previous heading setup. The one that looks like you were hungry when you did it. Now, this looks good, but I feel what number is this? I think this is number 10. Let's go and see number 10 and see what they did. Can you see? They curve the edges of theirs. Can you see how pleasing it is to look at it? It looks pleasing. And then your icon, you see how okay, the icon is 16 by 16. Okay. You need to curve the edge of this. That's part of the errors that I've seen. Because you need to be consistent. Also, you need to be will I say, as I mentioned the last time, you need to be intentional. These are the little things that will separate you from other designers, as I've mentioned, and I'll keep preaching it to you. Even if you are going to be lazy about something, do it perfectly well. That's the idea. So please, always take things intentional and notice all those little things, because they will separate you from other designers, as I've mentioned. So now, looking at this, can you see theirs? The line. Can you see this is where their own stop? Also, it stops here also. And then it goes straight down. Continue that way. Continue that way. Down. Continue that way. Maintaining that same straight line. Let me judge yours now. I've told you what needs to be done here. This your text, this height is poor. So everywhere you have put text, you need to go and check it out. Now, coming here, let's see what we have here. 112, and this is 112, obviously. So this can expand to that extent. See, yeah, this is 112, but then your contents inside are playing like this thing. They are not aligned. So make sure they are 112 also, like they are properly spaced. The spacing here is too small. They are too close to each other. Let them breathe. Let them have space inside of it. So I feel this is inconsistent because since you have I feel you copied what they did, but you would have followed it for consistency's sake. It does not really matter, but at the same time, that's what I would have done as a designer. Since I curved all the buttons and literally most of the elements I'm using, I won't leave this one sharp. Same way I was complaining that you shouldn't have left this one sharp, I would definitely curve this one. So I feel you need to curve these ones. Let show that yes, you are consistent with your curved radius. Curve this one, curve this inner box, curve the outer box. So that's basically it for me. And yeah, text 232, which is fine. Then this next one, this one to the spacing is 4. Your slim mobile phone again, we're back to it. And then you would have used the better mockup for this. There's a mockup that is free that I showed you the images.
You understand it?
Yep, so that's basically it. So yeah, that's just it for this place. Then over here, this looks clustered, so we can work on it, but it looks fine. And see what I was saying for consistency, the fact that you curved here, all these places that were square, not rounded, it feels weird. So you just need to be consistent all through. So this looks okay. What happened here? No, okay, it was the arrangement. Alright. You probably need to just space it more and make it look better. But that's by the way. It looks okay. Since it's from the design. Over here it looks okay. Yeah, I don't think I have a complaint here except for this one that doesn't the boxes don't match, so you should just use the main icons that they use. That'll be it. Then yeah, so that's basically it. I think you need to make those corrections and then maybe revert back to me. Then I'll now give you a feedback. You can now proceed to the next aspect, which is the dark mode. Then you will now go to the mobile designs last. Am I correct?